corner and get us some brew.
Here we go. Basically, the Terminator is a movie series, if you will. Ever since the third one came out, it's been getting shit. I don't think it deserves as much shit it's getting, but you know, Cameron, what the fuck are you thinking anyway? So the first Terminator was a masterpiece in my opinion. The second Terminator is a masterpiece considered by many. It's actually considered to be the definitive Terminator movie by many as well. I don't agree with that. I think the first one is miles better than the sequel. Not only do I think that, but I think it is the single greatest movie of all time. Well, maybe not the single greatest, but it's still a pretty goddamn good movie. I'd say it's the greatest movie of all time. So basically, Terminator 1, let me just sum up this plot real quick. Okay, so basically, fuck, I'm running out of fucking words. The first Terminator is about this guy named Kyle Reese. He's from the future, and he goes back in time because there's this girl named Sarah Connor. Woman, I mean, she's got developed tits, never mind, she's a woman. A woman, her name's Sarah Connor, and she is the mother of the future resistance leader that will eventually help humanity from just becoming extinct from robots. And the robot army is known as Skynet, which will be explained in the second movie, but that's a whole nother plot I'm going to talk about. Okay, I'm going to progress talking about it now. Here we go. So, after Kyle goes into the past, which the past is 1984, where he goes, another robot, which is called the Terminator, tries to kill Sarah Connor to keep John Connor from living. John Connor is Sarah Connor's future son, and that's the resistance leader. So basically, Kyle meets Sarah, they try to escape the Terminator, and long story short, spoiler alert, I forgot to put spoilers, and Kyle fucking dies. He just gets completely fucking killed. And so Sarah's over here, he's like, he's not a fucking guy, she's a she. Sarah is like, I have to not get, my son can't die. And so basically that's the first movie. Now, it sounds a little weird, and for those of you who are saying it's a Harlan Edison ripoff, you need to look at your fucking facts, alright? Here's the first fact. Number one. Yes, it was inspired, and according to Harlan, it was ripped off, but there's no actual evidence of this. Second of all, if you look at the movies, they're portrayed completely differently. The pacing is so much better in the Terminator, and honestly, it looks like shit in the Harlan Edison one. And I'm not saying that just because it's done better doesn't mean it wasn't ripped off. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it was portrayed completely different. Yes, it was inspired heavily, but that doesn't mean that it was ripped off. Now, if you're gonna say Terminator ripped off Harlan Edison must have ripped off from a time machine, because where'd you get time travel from? Time travel existed in like 1845 according to, or some shit like that, according to The Time Machine, which was a book created a pretty fucking long time ago. So basically that's the first movie, alright? Then the second movie, here's the plot. Let me give you the rundown. The second movie basically is about, alright, it's a little bit farther in the future, okay? Alright. We got Sarah, she's fucking crazy, she's in jail now. We got John, he's in his angst, you know, edgy teenage years, basically, and he's, you know, he's causing trouble, he's being a little fucking asshole, like a 13-year-old he is, or like, he's a preteen, fuck me. And so, they eventually meet up, Sarah and John, after the good Terminator shows up. This is a model T. It's not a T-1000, because that's the bad one, but it's a good one, So the bad Terminator this time is like a liquid solid matter robot thingy, and that Terminator tries to kill John, because John, again, is the resistance leader. And so they meet Sarah in the hospital, along with the good Terminator, escaping from the liquid Terminator, as well as escaping from the shit-ass fucking hospital workers. I mean, there's this one part where this hospital person is pretty fucked up shit. Animator, it's not worth animating. It's pretty, watch the movie. For you perverts out there, it's a pretty 10 out of 10 scene. Anyway, as I'm saying, they just repeat the same thing as the first Terminator, but now they have to try to find the creator of Skynet, and Sarah's job is to kill him, because he's the one who creates a machine that basically launches nuclear missiles onto the Earth, causing the apocalypse and the robot-human war. So Sarah goes to the inventor's house that creates Skynet, but the Terminator and John stop him, and then the inventor and them, they all meet up. They make up a plan. We gotta go to my office. I mean, that's kind of what the guy says. Not exact. We gotta go to the office and we gotta blow up the chip that's gonna not. So once they do that, they get in a huge ass fucking police shootout. I mean, the good Terminator, he's kicking some ass. He's kicking some real meaty ass. All right. This is honestly, it's actually one of the biggest fake police shootouts in cinematic history. And I'm saying fake because it's not like they actually got like a whole bunch of cops and just started shooting at him and like throwing grenades at him, because that'd be kind of fucked up. So after that, they escape. They destroy the chip. Unfortunately, the inventor dies, and they get chased from this factory. And I don't know what's up with these two movies, but they always end up in a factory. The liquid Terminator comes. You know, the good Terminator kills him in like a truck race-off, shoot-off thing. It's one of those stereotypical movie things. And then they escape to the factory. Now, this is the part where they actually kill the liquid solid Terminator. They throw him in the vat. He's like, oh, no! He's like, he's coming apart. All the people that he's took their forms of, they're kind of just, you know, coming out. And so the good Terminator's like, I must go back into the vents and lead off the chemicals. I must do this. And then John's like, no, you can't, no! Oh my god, no, please don't do this, you're my only friend! And so basically, the good Terminator's like, I must do it. I now know why you cry. It's because it's sad, but it's something I can never do. And so he basically goes into the lava, and, you know, very, very sad moment. It's unepic. It's not Pog. And so that's basically the end of the movie. John grows up. He saves the human race, but that's for the whole other movies. Now, I'm only going to talk about these two plots of the two movies because, well, we're discussing only the two movies. Now, let me tell you why I think the first Terminator is better than the second Terminator. Number one, and I've said this before, probably already stated it, pacing. The pacing, everything that happens is so goddamn good, and it's just everything happens at the exact right moment. I don't think there couldn't have been another way to direct this movie. Everything happened at the moment it needed to. It never gets too slow and it never gets too fast. Everything's summed up perfectly. And Arnold Schwarzenegger as a bad guy, I mean, that's cool. That's fucking cool. It's better than when my dad came back at the right time. That shit was fucking bomb, but you know what I say? Dad, you can kiss my ass, because Arnold Schwarzenegger's on the screen right now, okay? I know, you might have found the milk, but I think you need to go back to Dollar General for like a few more, 30 minutes. I'm not done with the movie. So basically, it's a fucking great movie. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not an action necessarily as good as an action movie as the second sequel is. I will agree with that. The pacing is great. I think the soundtrack is leagues better, especially that one scene, the police shootout scene in the first one where he goes and the Terminator in this movie shoots up the police officer. The soundtrack to that, the music, it was done so well. That's like my favorite scene in any cinema movie. I don't know. I'm not a theater kid. I don't call them cinema. I don't have hate against theater kids. Just you got some weird vocal caps sometimes. Not gonna lie. Anyway, it's a fucking. It's a goddamn master. So, yeah, that's happening while you got great characters, great character development, amazing storyline. It's better than the second one because you don't know exactly what's happening, and as it all folds out, it all creates this one big beautiful picture. And another thing that's pretty cool about this movie is that not only is it an action movie / sci-fi movie, it's kind of a love story because Kyle and Sarah fall in love, but it's done in this most beautiful way. It's very great. I'm not a romance movie person. That's not my cup of tea, but I'm pretty poggers. So I think pacing, music, story development, character development, everything was done. I'm repeating myself, but you just have to watch the movie and know what I'm talking about. And this is a very amateur critic review thing. Fucking watch the movie. It's a banger. It's fucking great. I think the second one, since you kind of know what's going on, I think the pacing was a little less cool, and just the fact that Arnold is the bad guy in the first one makes him a whole lot cooler than being the good guy, which is slightly cheesier in the second one, because in the first one, he's the good guy, and then the second one, he's the... Wait, no, The first one, he's the bad guy. The second one, he's the good guy. And he's fighting another Terminator. That's some pretty badass shit. So that's another key difference. I think Arnold is a much cooler bad good. I think he's a much cooler. Another good thing about this movie is the fact that it doesn't try to rush or put too many details into your mind, because once it's the beginning, everything is done perfectly. You know, it doesn't over-explain itself. It's got some. It's a little complicated. I'm not gonna lie at first, but once you get into it, you'll get lost in the story. It's a great fucking story. It's one of the greatest stories ever told in cinema, in my opinion, as well. And it's really, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I can't stress enough how good of a job James Cameron did. Now, I'm not gonna lie, if you're one of those people that likes action, he's like, hey, there's a bad guy here. Fucking gunshots, bang, 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 bang. You're not gonna want to watch this movie if you're one of those it's not good if it's like action every fucking 5 seconds. No, shut your goddamn mouth. Shut your goddamn. The movie is basically for people who enjoy action, but also like a good story. So if you're one of those people that likes action every 5 seconds, Terminator 1 is not for you. And that's probably why people like the second one better, I think, is because they're not much of a story fan. They're just more of a, let me just chew on my popcorn and watch Arnold fuck this other guy in the ass with a fucking machine gun. That's okay, because that's preferences, you know. I'm a fucking, if the first Terminator was, no, fuck what I said, no, I don't even care if there was like goddamn machine gun sequences every fucking second. You couldn't make a better movie. It's my opinion, and know that I'm right and you're wrong if you don't agree with me. That's just it. Now, does the first Terminator get slow? I'm gonna be honest. It never does. It never fucking does. It's perfect. It's not too slow, not too fast. Can't stress that enough. Is the second Terminator too slow? At times. I would say at times. But I would still consider it a masterpiece. T2 a masterpiece too, but it's not better than T1. You know, the story, you already know what's gonna happen, so it's kind of a little anticlimactic, but actually, you know what? I'll say this. If you're more of an action-oriented fan, T2 is the better movie for you. If you're someone who has better taste, I would say T1 is better for you. I swear to fuck, if I can't fucking speak right, I'm gonna slam my goddamn headset into the fucking chair. So basically, all I gotta say is, Terminator 1, better movie. T2, a little overrated, just because people say it's better than T1. What they need is hey animator, I have a job for you. Look up on the search bar, Bible. Alright, once you search that up, show that to the people who think T2 is better than T1. That's something they need. It's just a suggestion. That's my thoughts, basically. If you agree with me, you're right. If you agree with me, you're fucking wrong. But in all reality, if you don't agree, that's cool too. Everybody has their own taste, which is, if the world was the same. Honestly, it's a fucking overrated statement. The whole world was the same, that'd be fucking epic. God, do you know how many fucking Mario 64 speedruns I could finish and actually not beat myself? We'd all tie, but it's like, I don't lose, so it's not that bad. So, I mean, if you dislike the video, if you didn't like the video, dislike the video. If you like the video, like the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.